Today we're at our HAVIK Orlando HQ in the office here, and we are going to be showing how we can use our JTAC trainer to do a tactical decision exercise, multiplayer with multiple people throughout the office. As you can see, we have Ethernet cables spread across the office connecting all the computers, coming to a single switch here. And gonna hand it off to Nick Olson, our JTAC PM, and he's gonna be leading this scenario, and I'll let him brief what's gonna be going on.
Yeah, thanks, Brad. So as Brad said, Nick Olson, HAVIK overall program manager. Today, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be the lead instructor for the scenario. We got a few role players, a few other instructors are going to be helping me out on what we call like the white side to drive a lot of these tactical decisions. In our world, this is from my perspective as a drone. You can see right here, we already have 6 players to include myself. We have displayed here Loki 8-7, Claw, which we'll all get to in a minute, and then the overall ground force commander for the mission is going to be HAVIK 01, primer and dust off. A better way to show would be this illustration, which simply put, I'm going to be the Atlas hub. I'm going to be playing HAVIK 02, which is the overall tactical leader of the mission. I'll actually be also playing Odin 99 as a higher echelon of command. And then co-located with me is Taylor and Fitz. Taylor's going to be playing 2x A10s, call sign Claw, and Fitz is going to be playing 2x helicopters, call sign Dust Off. A room that you'll meet in a minute is Heather. She's going to be playing a 1x AC-130, call sign Primer. And then last but not least, the last two in the back room is going to be Sean playing the lead JTAC, call sign Loki, and then Jason, the overall ground force commander, HAVIK 01.
Starting off, Nick is going to be running a laptop with multiple screens. That's our HAVIK instructor station. So in an HAVIK Atlas kit, you get an instructor and student a machine. So Nick's on the instructor machine, and over here we have Taylor Luongo, who's going to be on the student machine that would come in an Atlas kit. He's going to be playing our A10s. Next to him is Fitz on a single Scout laptop. He's going to be playing Dust Off, be the medevac. As we go down the office here, as you can see, following the Ethernet cables, we're going to have Heather. She's going to be in this room playing our AC-130. Further down, we're going to have our final 2 boots on the ground individuals in VR. So our JTAC and ground force commander led by Jason and Sean. And I'll turn it over to Jason, who will be kicking it off.
All right, hey everyone, so Jason here. So one thing I want to explain about this room and setup with me and the JTAC is this is kind of simulating real world. So in a real operation, myself and the JTAC will be co-located together, just having a lot of these conversations, not on the nets that you'll hear throughout the scenario, but just off to each other in person. If we wanted to though, and we weren't co-located, I could still talk to him on the radio and we could still get the same amount done, but this is more realistic. So one of the key things here about this tactical decision exercise is it allows us to involve everyone in a unit and no longer just a JTAC to accomplish what in the past was a sand table drill or a map drill. And now we can do it in VR and be totally immersed. So now we're gonna head into the scenario.
All the members are in the ready room right now. So they have the sand table, they have their mission briefs, they're going over their equipment they're gonna use, where they're gonna spawn in. All that stuff is happening in the ready room. So as you can see, Jason and Sean are both in VR. They're looking at the briefs, they're looking at everything, getting ready so they know when they go into the scenario, they understand everything that's going to happen.
Roger, get you Lima Charlie, break, Loki 8-7, HAVIK 02.
HAVIK 02, Loki 8-7, got you.
Roger.
So as they're getting their loadout, grabbing all their gear, they're going to start looking at the sand table so we can go back to the main room and watch how Nick is going to be orchestrating and getting things going. And you can see on the big screen, the ready room, the briefs, the sand table. Everyone is on comms right now, talking, getting communication, because again, they're all in separate rooms, but they're able to collaborate in the ready room as if they're together.
So starting off this operation, we are in a known bad guy land here. ISR has developed a pattern of life around target building 101 of a slant range of 500 to 1500 potential enemy combatants patrolling around the area. Today's mission will be on order TU HAVIK conduct strike mission, followed by a boots on ground BDA in the vicinity of target building 101 to destroy the enemy C2 node and eliminate lethal aid facilitation network. Key tasks for the mission will be to locate and destroy the target building, have the GAF conduct a boots on ground BDA, and then bring back any pertinent SSE to the HVI on target. Chief, take it away.
Roger, thanks 01. Yep, HAVIK 02, in and out, VIC 2, monitoring C2 assaults and fires primary. Upon arriving at OP Omega, which is right here, completely consolidate, get last minute target updates. Recce, SE, and ME, going to be a 4-vehicle GAF package, will be co-located at Omega. Once we have that good battlefield turnover and we understand there's been no massive changes to the battle space, the ME will mount up and forward stage right here, east to west. Lead Vic is the most westbound vehicle, standing by for release from HAVIK 01 on target correlation and release from the TIA. After the strike goes down, we will move to set. 01 will release us to proceed westbound, and then we will take a left turn moving south to get on target and conduct the BOG BDA. Also pre-planned HLZ, if ever we should need it. I'll let JTAC get into that. But there is an HLZ we've already mapped out up here north of OP Omega. If there's no questions, I'll turn it back over to 01.
Hey, 02, 01, appreciate it. I'll pass it over to Loki 87 right now for any additional comments.
Loki 87, I'll be the JTAC for today's operation. I'll be co-located with 01 and Vic 3. And then moving up to the OP and Overwatch position. We will have 2x810s for today's operation, as well as co-located with 60mm mortars, call sign 444.
I appreciate it, Loki. Hey, last comments from me, command and signal guys. So we have all the nets right here. For SATCOM, I will be reporting up to higher headquarters, which will be Odin 99. And that's the same net we'll be using to gather permission to get target engagement authority to strike building 101.
One quick admin note, 01. It looks like your spawn point is far off to the east. If you can go ahead just as the lead instructor, I'm going to go ahead and put you over there at OP Omega. One last admin check. Loki 87, confirm you have all your gear.
Hey firm, Loki 87 packed out.
Roger that. Lead instructor just taking one last check that all these assets are where I want them to be.
So as you can see, this is the instructor view that it pops up for an Atlas instructor. On the right, you have different UI menus. You have all the air assets that are overhead. He has a window to change the camera view, how he flies around the world, whether he snaps to an asset, an entity, or he's just free flying. He has a comm system so he can talk on multiple radios, which is going to be important because we have all these assets, so they're going to be talking on different nets. And then he can change all the weather settings right there as well. On the left, top left corner will be the sensor feed from one of the aircraft. So Nick, who is, say he's playing one of the assets, he decides, all right, I want to have a sensor feed on primer or a UH-60 or whatever it is, and then it gets populated to the top corner. And then that video will actually be pushed out to all the other players over the network. So they will be able to pipe in and see that feed. So if we walk over to Fitz and Taylor, you'll see that they're a mouse and keyboard, same laptops as everybody else, same software, but it's different modes. So that's what makes HAVIK software so versatile. Is it's not just one mode. You can do mouse and keyboard, snap to a pilot, be in VR, run an instructor mode, all these capabilities. And HAVIK is now recently MOA accredited with multiple SAFs, so MACE and VBS4. And so depending on how the instructor or other people want to integrate with HAVIK, now you have multiple options. Since all the assets and entities are piped in, everyone's going to be talking on multiple radios, and we simulate all the radios. So the push-to-talks are on the VR avatar, and so they will actually reach and engage the push-to-talks that key up the mic.
Hey firm, Claw, Loki has you same. Just confirm you're checking in as fragged and confirming aboard in the clear.
That is a firm, checking in as fragged, aboard is in the clear.
Copy that. Say when ready for 9-line. We're going to go ahead and preemptively set up a 9-line for building 101. Hey firm, this is going to be a Type 2 BOT, requesting 1 by GBU-31, followed up by guns. For order control, 9-line as follows: 1 through 3 from Bravo 5. 741. Single story hardened structure. 370 Foxtrot uniform. 82896. 1214.
741 feet MSL, 370 Foxtrot uniform, 82896, 12144. Final attack heading.
East to west or reciprocal. TOT standing by.
Affirm, those are good readbacks. Stand by while I coordinate with Ground Force Commander. All right, sir, we've got the A-10 set up on building 101. 9 line's been passed. They have all the information for the strike, and we're just standing by for clearance approval.
Roger, did we get a slant?
Affirm, stand by 1. Affirm, we got confirmed slant of 10-0-0, building 101.
Got it, 10-0-0, thanks. Odin 99, TU HAVIK on set, over.
TU HAVIK, Odin 99 up on set. Good 2-way, send your traffic, sir.
And Odin from TU HAVIK, situation update. All blue forces are consolidated in the vicinity of OP Omega. Break. We have eyes on target building 101 with a slant of 10-0-0. Requesting permission to conduct strike mission. Over.
Roger that, TU HAVIK. Odin 99 here. Give me a couple minutes here to just confirm the plan, make sure nothing's changed, and grant approval from the TIA. We'll get back to you here shortly. Stand by 1. Over.
So as you can see by the different voices, Nick is playing different assets, trying to pretend he's multiple entities in the scene.
So at this point, what I would be doing is if I had other players in here, say a JAG or somebody that's trying to drive a certain desired intent of driving the tactical decision exercise itself, forcing the JTAC to think about, the JTAC and the GFC about, hey, if the plan does change from the hip, how is he going to navigate it?
On 5 Max waiting play Tim on station, we may want to start working some backfill.
So as you can see here, we have a demonstration of what the Scout laptops that we talked about. Scout can be a spectator, so acting as a plane. You can be first person mode, mouse and keyboard, or like Sean and Jason are doing, you can run a VR headset. We field Atlas kits that have an instructor and student station, but for things like this, tactical training exercise where you want more people involved, you can add in as many scouts as you want. We demonstrated this last week. We had all the team here and we were doing a 25-person demo in the classroom across the street from our HQ, and it worked flawlessly. So as you can see, multiple scouts, like I said, up to 25 we've tested, can connect to an Atlas, where Nick is running the scenario, and you could have up to 25 people into the sim. Because our sim is interoperable on DIS, we can hook up to aircraft sims as well. So this is just an example of how you can expand the Atlas to what normally would be just a single JTAC instructor student to an actual training exercise.
TU HAVIK, Odin 99, 1 able.
Odin 99, go for TU HAVIK.
So behind Nick, you can see that yellow icon moving. That's actually Sean and Jason down the hall in VR moving around. So on the wall here, Nick is in obviously bird's eye view. You can see HAVIK 01. Little label and entity moving around. That is going to be Jason down the hall, who's moving around in the scene. And obviously you can see all the other entities, good guys, bad guys, labeled by color coordinated. And we pulling our VDL feed up here, which looks like he has attached to Claw 83, which is correlated over here that Nick selected Claw 83, put the eye icon, he selected this box, and that shows up here in the VDL. And so you can see he's got some targets moving around. Looks like we have some technicals. This one's driving. Got grid, elevation, field of view, altitude, time in Zulu. Nick can zoom in and out. He can change polarity. And if it's nighttime, he can actually shoot a laser down. Comms, you can see Nick is running multiple frequencies because he's playing multiple assets and they're all talking on different nets. And so he can change and hot swap between the different frequencies here. Multiple frequencies are important to have this many assets to simulate a real exercise, right? There's gonna be internal comms, there's gonna be comms to all the aircraft, and then comms back to the headquarters, so all these guys are actually working dual comms, especially Jason and Sean. They both are having 2 simulated radios, and they're each talking on different frequencies. And we can hear Sean talking right now. Looks like he's talking to Taylor, who's playing our air asset. Here you can see Jason.
All players. Aircraft are inbound, getting ready to strike target building 101, approximately 1 mic out. I will update.
Roger, main effort copies all.
C2 copies.
Off safe, 1 away, 17 seconds.
Clyde 3 from locate 7, state direction.
290.
Clyde 3 cleared hot. Sir, tell everybody get their heads down, we're about to have the engagement.
Hey, net call, heads down. Heads down, we got bombs coming on deck.
So both Jason and Sean have dual comms, so on their avatar virtually they'll see the radios on the lower part of their kit, and then they have their push-to-talks up here on the chest. So as you see them reaching and engaging with the controllers, they're keying up the mic for that radio, and the microphone in the headset transmits the voice.
Like good effects, good effects.
It's muscle memory of like where you'd have your push talks, which would be on your body armor. So getting that muscle memory of being able to engage the radios without needing real radios.
Really Force says they make their infill. Loki. So we got 1-0 mics remaining with the aircraft.
Roger. I'll let the Odin know and we'll start working on backfill.
Copy.
So as you can see here, they're being co-located. If they're talking about a scenario in real life, they don't need to do that over comms, right? So they're just talking over voice to each other, but to talk to everyone else in the scene, they're gonna reach up and key up their push to talk. Also with these headsets, you can see that they have a forehead gasket, and what that does is it keeps the VR off the face and allows them to look down and use their notepad. So they each have different types of notepads. A ground force commander will have his battle book, and a JTAC will have his.
0201, yeah, good effects. Go ahead and conduct boots on ground VDA.
It also allows the JTAC to use his ATAC device or any other Android tablet. He can stay in VR, look down underneath, find his targets, do his plotting, take notes, and just glance up forward with his eyes, and he'll be back in the simulator. And at the same time, you can see they can wear actual kit with radios if they didn't want to use the virtual ones. They can use basically anything they need while still having the VR. So they just glance forward, they see the simulator, see the sim, and glance down just like you're wearing night vision, just looking down. You can interact with your kit, interact with your notes, the tablet, etc.
All friendlies, rolling stop, rolling stop. Commence make on SSC if able. Send up a slant ASAP. Don't want to hang around on target too long. HAVIK 0102, when able.
Go for 01.
Roger, Recce is reporting up. They have some possible movers to the south of our location. Haven't been able to PID any sort of enemy activity quite yet. They just see some things that are just out of character. Break.
Hey, 0201, I copy that you have possible enemy movers south of your position.
Can you give me an estimated distance? And also, I'm ready to copy the slant.
So as you can see, red technicals are enemies. He's got multiple MAD-Vs that are their friendlies. They're labeled in blue. And as you can see, they're doing BDA, battle damage assessment, of the target that we just watched them hit. So they struck these technicals. Now friendly MAD-Vs, up armored, are driving in. They're going to do a BDA, and that's what's going on right now.
I copy approximately 550
meters south of your location, magnetic bearing 223.
Initial slant 000 10 EKIA, jackpot.
Hey, Loki. We got potential enemy movers 550 meters south of friendlies.
Claw, go for Loki.
Hey, I just want to give you an update. It looks like we're picking up 4 to 5 enemy packs. Looks like just south of your position on the south side of looks like a 2-story concrete structure. We want to update you, but we need to turn around RTB.
Copy, Loki copies. All you guys are bingo fuel at this time. Can you go ahead and pass me a grid for those personnel before you bounce?
370 Foxtrot uniform 83202 12030.
So Taylor is running our A-10s, and he was the ones that orchestrated that strike. We watched a little bit ago. And Fitz is standing by, being dust off, playing the actual asset. If something were to happen and medevac needs to be brought in, that's when Fitz will be engaged. But you can hear Taylor, he's on comms, he's playing the A-10.
Loki copies 370 Foxtrot uniform 83202 12030. Thanks a lot for the help. You guys are approved to RTB. Mission successful.
So Taylor's talking to Sean and Jason, mainly Sean as the JTAC, but Jason is listening in.
Also be advised, just got word from the aircraft, 4 to 5 personnel south of our position, approximately 200 meters at this grid.
Got it. Thanks, Loki.
So with the Atlas, Nick can do everything from artillery, naval surface gunfire, small mortars to like 60 and 81 millimeter, all the way up to 155, 120. He simulate all the surface to air threats, so everything from your ZSUs to SA-6s all the way up. So really building a realistic scenario where aircraft can get shot down. If Sean or the GFC request something that is dangerous, You know, Nick can actually simulate that here, where aircraft can be shot, vehicles can be shot, IEDs can be placed. You know, all those MAD-Vs can hit an IED on the ground. So Nick can coordinate that entire scenario. And the benefit with Sean and Jason being in a separate room from Nick, who's orchestrating the scenario, is he can talk about it and do some planning and off comms, and they won't know it. So curveballs can be thrown in, and that's probably what we're going to see here in a little bit. Things are going a little bit too well,
Yep.
and so
Those other enemies to the south have finally popped up. This is overwhelming fire. Our current intent is to maneuver back to your current location and reconsolidate on the hill over.
So the benefit of separating the individuals like this is leadership, higher headquarters, you know, any kind of commander could be sitting here, instructors, other instructors, and they could come in, talk to Nick and be like, hey Nick, I want you to blow up one of those vehicles that hit an ID, or I want one of the aircraft to get shot down, or I want one of the friendlies to be shot and I need a medevac to come in. I want to see how my GFC and my JTAC.
Go for Odin 99 up on set.
Again, more voices as you can see.
Hey, Odin, calling in troops in contact, troops in contact. We have all Blue forces consolidated in the vicinity of OP Omega. We're receiving overwhelming fire from multiple enemy maneuvering elements. Approximately 500 meters south of target building 101. Requesting immediate fixed wing casts, anything you have overhead. Break. DSC's intent is to have all Blue forces consolidate on OP Omega, and then we'll RTB.
Well, if you're a new JTAC, or if you're even a ground force commander, now those two individuals can run endless scenarios of endless configurations before they ever have to go live and, you know, spend money on real ordnance and munitions and flight time and travel. They can run it endless scenarios here, build that confidence on the mic and their capabilities, and then they go and do it live.
99 copies all. Be advised, retasking 1 by AC-130 gunship, call sign primer 55, coordinate with Loki 87, sir, and just let him know that he should be entering his rods from the north. How copy?
And Odin from HAVIK, understood, AC-130 inbound, break. Slant on target building 101, 0, 0, 0. 10 by enemy tilt in action. Confirmed jackpot. How copy?
Roger that, sir. Odin 99 copies all. Target roll-up is 0, 0, 0, 10 EKA. Jackpot, objective taser face.
444 Loki 87. Hey, firm.
Sounds like they're in some kind of
Loki 87,
gunfight.
Fire mission looking for fire for effect. Grid 37 0.
So as you can see, Sean is able to look down at his notebook from the notes he took, and he's keying up on the mic as he reads, but he's still in the simulator, so he can still see his target, see friendlies. He can key up his virtual mic, but he can read his notes that he took down on the book.
0, 1, 2, 0, 3. 444 from Loki at 7. Good readbacks. Friendly positions. Closest friendlies are still 300 meters south.
0201 on C2 when able.
So you can see that they're using their binos, their virtual equipment, grab it out of the backpack, identify the target, get distance and bearing.
All friendlies currently located north of east-west MSR Gold. How copy?
I copy all friendlies east of MSR Gold. Is that correct?
Correction. All friendlies north and northeast MSR Gold. I'm visual friendlies right now, face to face.
01 copies all. Break, break. Net call, stand by for situation update. All Blue forces are consolidated in the vicinity of OP Omega. We're currently dealing with the troops in contact. Break. Loki's going to be working strike missions. We're going to get an AC-130 overhead. To suppress the enemy. We will pack up and RTB. Copy.
Roger that, sir. HAVIK 02 copies all.
Did you get that? So all friendlies northeast of MSR Gold.
Copy that, sir.
Right.
Also, hey, HAVIK 01, 02, in our maneuver back to the OP. For USA, it looks like we have possible Eagle Whiskey. More to follow with the mist.
Hey, 0201, understood all. Standing by for a Z-miss when you got it.
Hey, Loki at 7 Pro 447 ready for MTO. Loki at 7 ready, send it. Hey, firm. This will be 60mm mortar battery. Max Lord 2983 feet. GTL 208 degrees. Time of flight 22 seconds. Sir, I've got the guns laid. The 60s are laid on those personnel that were engaging our friendlies down there. Anytime you're ready, I can go ahead and fire that mission off.
Hey, Loki, you're good to go. Go ahead and run it. AC-130 check in yet?
Not yet, sir.
All right.
Yeah, Thor 44 from Loki 87. Go ahead and fire mission.
444, copy all. A0201, be advised, we are running
Fire missions with the 60 millimeters right now.
Roger that, 01. I hear the calls over fires.
All right, sir.
And 0102 from our perspective, and Recce can confirm, looks like smoke is on the deck. I'm assuming is that a marking round, or should we expect HE, over?
A0201, so A-firm, first round will be marking, and then we'll follow up with a salvo of HE. How copy?
Roger that.
So right now you can see Sean and I are kind of going back and forth talking. This is more realistic, because I'm not going to clog all these nets as Brad was speaking about. I got 2 nets I'm talking to right now, possibly a third if I'm talking to my radio operator. And so there's no need to keep more chatter on the net. So if we have a contained environment, I'll put myself next to JTAC. Makes it easier, makes it more realistic.
Locate 7 Private 55 single AC 130.
J currently in stack level 10,000 with 4x GBU 39, 4x 105.
Playtime 3 hours 40 minutes. The board is board in the clear. Standing by for tasking.
So Heather's our AC-130, call sign Primer, and it sounds like she's just checking in right now.
Understand, check in, holding 10,000. You're only player in the stack at this time. We just completed a fire mission. Max order on that was no higher than 3,000. Should be no.
So this is the benefit of HAVIK, right? Is someone like her, a real pilot, can sit down on a scout system,
Primer 55 copies all and confirm.
lock onto an aircraft, play the real voice, the real comms to a JTAC. And this is all done with just a simple scout.
101 and surrounding, looking for enemy personnel that are massing and maneuvering on friendlies, as well as engaging with small arms and heavy machine guns.
Primer 55 copies all route gold, looking for squirters, and copy building 101 for engagement.
Hey, from good copy on all.
So what you're seeing here is the SAF, whether it's VBS or MACE or whichever SAF you want to use, is simulating the aircraft, the flight path of the aircraft. She latches onto it and in the spectator mode, so she can see from the perspective of the plane.
01, go.
Okay, so you're tracking. We got the AC-130 looking for squirters right now, so we still have an open tick break.
She has her sensor feed up in the top, and when she wants, she can key up the mic and talk on the radio.
So you can see the grid pieces, you can zoom in and out, you can see what we're looking at, you can see the people that are on the ground right there. And then I can pull back and look all the way around, which is pretty nice.
Primer 55 from Loki 87. Go with VDL code when able.
0102.
Go for 01.
Z-Mist is as follows. Break. Battle roster Tango Romeo 2347. Gunshot wound, right chest, right shoulder. Asherman chest seal applied. Bilateral chest, rise and fall. Currently, patient is stable.
Yeah, if so, then they're going to set up the medevac, which will then go to Fitz, who's playing dust off, and his helicopters will come in to pick up the medevac.
And on being down 2, that'll put us at a new magic number of 21. How copy?
A0201, thanks, I copy battle roster number Tango Romeo 2347. You got a gunshot.
So they're talking about the battle roster, so an individual on the team, his battle roster number, his casualty, he just took, it sounds like a gunshot wound, and so they're setting up a medevac, which obviously wasn't brief, but the plan is brief, contingencies if this happens, but obviously not expected.
Number, did you say would be 21? Over?
Yeah, this is an instructor putting one of their guys down and now forcing them to call in a medevac to pick him up.
Will be new magic number will be 21. I'll update you in real time.
Primer 55, Loki 87. When able, go with VDL code.
So yeah, you can see here that Sean is typing his VDL, his virtual equipment, typing in the code.
2115, how copy?
Copy 2115.
Odin, TU HAVIK on sat.
Roger, sir. Go for Odin.
Hey, Odin from TU HAVIK. Want to give you a situation.
So you can see Sean types in the VDL code that he received over the radio, and now he's actually viewing the VDL from one of the aircraft, which I believe is Primer. So as you can see, all the gear, whether it's the comms, the rangefinders, the binoculars, the VDL, it's all virtual. This allows us to stay more modular on the kits, a lot slimmer, smaller case, lighter for traveling. but also different units have different pieces of gear. So it'd be difficult to be able to proliferate all the gear for every unit. Doing it virtually allows us to just make new 3D models that can be tailored to different units, so they can actually use a piece of gear that is exactly how they would in the field.
Roger, sir. Copy. Tango Romeo 2347. Gunshot wound, right chest, right shoulder, bilateral rise and fall, chest seal applied, stable. What is your current intent to utilize dust off? Do you want me to make them go up their level of readiness?
So they're setting up the medevac 9 line, which is going to be calling in the dust off aircraft, and it's 9 lines of information that, unlike a CAS 9 line, it's tailored more towards like a medevac for an injury, getting someone, you know, off the battlefield, and it's also prepping the medevac helicopter and the medical team of like the equipment, the equipment they need, the casualty,
Sierra Foxtrot uniform.
etc.
8 tree 8. 1 2 tree 9er. Line 2 fires pry Loki 87. Line 3 1 by Bravo. Line 4 Alpha. Line 5 1 by Alpha. Line 6 Echo. Line 7 Alpha. Line 8 1 by Alpha. Line 9 none. Launch dust off at GFC's command. How copy?
Again, it's important to note that he's able to read off the entire medevac 9 line while staying in VR by looking down underneath at his notebook.
Roger, sir. Odin 99 copies all. Pre-planned HLZ north of OP Omega. Loki 87 or HAVIK 01 up this freak. 1 Bravo Alpha, 1 Alpha, Echo, Alpha, 1 Alpha, none. GFC's command.
Odin 99 to you, HAVIK. Good read back. To you, HAVIK. Out.
Sir, looks like we got a possible technical rolling up on us down there in the low ground. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get the AC-130 on this. Primer 5-5, Loki 87.
Loki 87, go ahead.
Hey firm, I've got handshake with you now. Request that you go ahead and shift your sensor to the north approximately 100 meters. Got 1 by technical vehicle. Standby, looks like it was just neutralized by friendly crew surf weapons. Request that you Z in what you've got right now.
Primer 5-5, standing by, moving sensor.
Hey firm, looks like we've got you directly on ZS-23 TAC 4. We're going to go ahead and put rounds on that one immediately. What do you recommend on this one? Requesting 105 unless you've got otherwise.
105 recommended.
0201 on C2 when able.
So we got a 23 TAC 4. I've got the AC-130 eyes on it right now. About to put some 105 down there.
Hey, 0201, stand by. Go ahead, Loki.
I've got a DSU 23 TAC 4 out
Okay.
there to the south of our location.
Roger.
I've got the AC-130 eyes on it right now. About to put some 105 down on it. And primer
0201.
55 from Loki
I just want to give you a quick
87.
situation
As soon as your,
update.
Guns are loaded.
Levis and Medvac 9 have been passed. I got dust off at a N plus 15 minutes to get here.
And now we're moving into nighttime. So they've been in this operation for a while, starting in day, and now it's transitioning to night. So Sean and Jason, if we saw, they reached up and turned on their night vision, again, virtual. So they reach up with the controller as if they're flipping their night vision down. And you can see here, Nick on the screen is running in infrared white phosphorus view, night vision.
He's treating him in the back of one of these MAT-Vs right now, and vehicle 2, to keep him protected from some of this enemy gunfire that's been coming in.
So all the weather up here on the top right corner of the screen is where Nick can change in real time the weather settings. The location at the top, we're in Baghouz, Syria. He can change the time of day, the moon phase, which is extremely important for how much illume for the night vision, full illume or less. Cloud types, cloud height, if there's any fog, if there's all the settings of the fog. Temperature, we actually do everything based off temperature. So if he sets the precipitation to a high amount, but the temperature is hot, he's going to get rain. But if he changes the temperature down to below 32, obviously now he's going to start seeing some snow. So the weather system is extremely realistic, going all the way down to season types, so we can change foliage to having leaves on the tree or completely off the tree based on winter, summer, spring, and then wind speed and direction. And here's another example of when he's running from his VDL, he turns the sparkle on. and he directs it where he wants. And here we can see he has an asset overhead sparkling the targets. And from the side here, you can see that's most likely Jason or Sean with their ISLID, and they're in VR sparkling. Our gunship is sparkling, and she's got, you know, her sparkle down on the terrace. It looks like we had a ZSU over here, multiple terrace entities. Yeah, so Nick is in free fly mode. You can see we have it labeled as RTS camera, real-time strategy games, going from macro high up, zooming all the way down to the low level. So you can see here, Nick can get all the way down to the ground if he wants, or he can zoom way up. And having that freedom as an instructor lets him move entities around and increase the scenario's complexity.
0201.
Roger, 0102, go.
Hey, for your awareness, we have
The AC-130, no comms right now, so we're going to do a no comms planned strike mission. So that's what you're going to see the ISLIDs for. I copy.
Yeah, roger that. HAVIK 02 copies all. I already briefed up Recce, so they're going to be expecting it.
01.
Sir, I've got my match mark on him. We should have here
Tiger
soon.
5-5, Tiger 5-5, in a blind route away.
HAVIK 01, TU HAVIK, Odin 99, up on set, when able.
099, this is TU HAVIK on sat. Go ahead.
Just for your SA, dust off 1112 flight. They're about 15 minutes out from release. They're looking for an update. Do you want them to go airborne at this time? Over.
Gotta love multiple voices.
Odin from TU HAVIK, negative. Let's keep them at grounded right now. Just keep them at 15 minutes.
Roger that. Odin 99 copies all. Standing by, and they're ready to turn as soon as you give them the release.
So we give the instructor machine on the Atlas multiple monitors. So as you can see, Nick is running the SAF of choice in this scenario. He has Mace running. You can also run VBS4 or other SAFs. He has it on one screen. He has our HAVIK IG running in the middle for instructor mode. And over here he has a third screen. So if he wants 9-line window, maybe a con op, maybe another video screen, he could run WinTAC on the screen as well. It's basically his option. These screens actually detach. We've seen some customers unhook the screen from the module and like mount it to the wall if he wants it different connection.
Go for Odin 99.
And then the way we've configured these is we actually leave the HDMI port open on the laptop, so we can do things like this, where an instructor can run his 3 screens, hook up an HDMI to a projector or another TV.
About 10 minutes over.
And this is really important because most other systems would require the HDMI, but the way we've set this up is it's all through the USB ports and leaves the HDMI open. So for an instructor,
Sir, expect them to come in from the north. How come?
for an instructor who's maybe teaching a class or briefing the commander or his, other individuals who want to watch, we can reproject it up here and it doesn't hurt the performance.
Hey, dust offs inbound, approximately 10 mics coming in from the north.
Roger that. We're going to go ahead and move up VIC 2 and VIC 3 and orient east to west. Just standing by for Loki's HLZ brief. We'll line up accordingly.
01 copies all.
Primer 5-5, Loki 8-7, end fire mission, Bravo 110, good effects.
Primer 5-5, copies all.
02 from Loki 8-7, say when ready for HLZ brief.
So here we go. Sean's about to brief the helicopters. That's gonna be Fitz. He's running dust off. So this just shows more versatility of the HAVIK system. Is we can do HLZ briefs, which is something that's really hard to actually work with. Helicopters just doing HLZ briefs and getting them to land. I personally didn't do one of those until I was deployed. It was the first time I actually did one.
Roger that. Odin 99 copies all. Downgrading you from troops in contact to priority immediate.
It's one of those things that you have the brief, you know what you should say, but you don't actually, it's rare they actually get a chance to talk to helicopters and do practicing of landing, different angles with weather, time of day, how you're going to mark the HLZ, right? Is it with sparkle? Is it with smoke? All those things I didn't do until I actually deployed.
TU HAVIK out. Net call. Stand by for situation update.
Current Blue Force picture has not changed. We are in the vicinity of OP Omega. Break. We've neutralized all Med Force in the vicinity of target building 101 to include 1 by AAA threat that you guys may have seen the AC-130 handle. Break. Currently right now we're working a medevac. We got 1 by Eagle Whiskey, dust offs approximately 5 mics out, coming in from the north. Chief's got the plan. As soon as we get the patients on board, we'll RTB. I'll copy.
Roger. ME, SE, and Recce, all copy all.
Loki, get that?
Loki got it, sir.
All right, thanks, guys.
Loki 87, dust off flight, checking in.
Dust off. Loki has you. Has you loud and clear. Say when ready for HLZ. Break be advised. 1 by AC-130 on station, holding heart altitude 10,000. Other than that, you'll be the only player. You're approved coordinating and below 3,000 and below. Say when ready for HLZ brief. Sir, how many personnel are going to be loading on this?
Yeah, so we got 1 by patient and 1 by medic going on board.
Copy that. And dust off from Loki 87, HLZ brief as follows. We're going to be looking to utilize HLZ Nightingale. Requesting that you come in from the north, depart to the east. Going to be looking for single chalk. We'll be loading 1 by patient, 1 by medic. Got brownout conditions. We have HESCO barriers approximately 10 feet in height to the north and the west of HLZ. Looking for a left door load.
Loki 87, dust off copies. HLZ Nightingale, enter to the north and depart to the east. 1 chalk is 1 patient, 1 medic. Brownout conditions exist. The 10-foot HESCOs to the north and west of HLZ. Left door loading.
Hey, for good read back on all. Go with 2 mics out and 1 mic out call. Put Mark on the deck at 1 mic. All right, sir, HLZ brief's been passed. We're going to be utilizing HLZ Nightingale. Aircraft will provide 2 mics out. All players, 2 mics out.
Loki got it, thanks.
Yeah, Roger. PC posture set. 2 vehicles oriented east to west. Be advised, Chalk 1 is going to have a strobe on.
Break, dust off. Also, Chalk 1, the only chalk we're going to have here is going to be also marked with IR strobe as you approach.
Dust off is this one.
Copy, dust off. Contact Mark, visual friendlies. Break, all players from the net. Dust off 30 seconds out.
0-1 copies.
Loki 87, dust off and make touchdown ready for change, sir.
And Loki 87, copy all. Load.
Roger. Loading up patients now. Stand by.
Dust off departing.
Sir, dust off. Wheels up.
0201, confirm magic number.
0102, PZ clean. Down 2, new magic number 21. All players is net. New magic number 21, 2-1, over.
0201, let's go ahead and pack up and get out of here. I'll pass GFC roll up in transit.
Roger that. All right, all instructors, all students, all players is net. Index. Break down your stations and consolidate in the conference room.
So we just finished the TDE, Tactical Decision Exercise, and Nick called Index here in the conference room, so we're gonna do a quick little after action and turn over to Nick.
Yeah, wrapped it up. I think it was an overwhelming success, lots of lessons learned. We covered everything from, we did multiple 9 lines, a dynamic battlefield, requirements on the GFC to report up the dynamic battle space in real time to his higher head shed. Entire operation from what we call phase 0 to 5, and threw in a bunch of contingencies and nothing that anyone couldn't handle, but it definitely provoked a lot of thought. And now, if you can see behind me, we recorded it all, so we can walk it all back and see where the holes are at. Over you.
Yeah, so this is a great opportunity. I think most of us from our world are used to doing this around the real sand table or around a map and just kind of making things up. And then from my perspective, it's super immersive to actually see a strike happen, be able to talk to the JTAC, be able to see these actions in real time and have those communications in multiple nets while being able to come out and actually write down my grid on an actual notebook is immense. And it's going to be highly successful units using this. And what's great is I wish I had something like this when I was in, and we had, we just, all of us in this room, we'll just get around a table and we'll wait for the next time we get to go to a training site.
So yeah, I mean, as you can see, we're reviewing the tapes. We have multiple people in there, people that are non-JTACs were involved in the scenario. We recorded the video, recorded the comms, all the voice chatter, and It really just shows the breadth of the system, that it's not just a JTAC trainer. You can start bringing other individuals from the squad, from the unit, and really just get that level of training beyond JTACing. And that's what we're showing here, and we're just going to be continuing down this road as the battlefield is changing in the world. You're going to see changes to the HAVIK simulator that are going to adopt that, and more to come in JTAC later this year.